Last week, we finished up the dinette and the kitchen is looking gorgeous, stunning, but now the laundry room is sticking out like a sore thumb, looking a little extra fugly. So today we're gonna fix that. Unfortunately, we are gonna have to start with a base coat of paint, and my generous husband has volunteered to help me out with that. I picked up a can of the color Cottage White by Behr. This was actually the color of paint that we used in our last house in Idaho. It is literally the most perfect, soft, warm, inviting, not sterile white. We are going to be attempting stamped wallpaper. I am so excited because wallpaper is expensive, and I'm really trying to be intentional with renovating the house on a very mindful budget. Moving alone is very expensive and room renovations add up so quick. So I'm just trying to tackle things one space at a time and save money where I can. This is the stamp I've decided on. It reminds me of a bluebonnet, which is the Texas state flower. I have no idea if that is actually what this is, but that's what we're gonna go with. So I'm gonna do this stamp in the same blue that we did the trim in the kitchen to kind of make it all tied together. I'm also gonna be painting the thrifted shelf that is above the washer and dryer the same blue as well as the trim. So I'm thinking it's gonna look so cozy and intentional. This pop of blue trim with the yellow paint is stunning, but the laundry room has just become enough of an eyesore that I am in fact deciding to paint again. I'm gonna take this shelf outside and paint her blue. I thrifted this. This is one of the first things when we moved in. I got this for $40 and it was exactly what I was looking for. It's just not the right color, huh, Paxton? This is heavier than I remember. I'm definitely going for kind of like a cottagecore, vintage farmhouse kind of look, especially with the laundry room. I've been collecting some old washboards and baskets. Might need to pick up more of this blue paint color. I'm quite obsessed with it. I can literally never find our paint key, but a wine bottle opener works just as well, and I always know where to find that. Ugh, this color is gorgeous. We're under a bit of a heat advisory today. It's supposed to be like 105, so the paint should dry exceptionally quick. I know this might technically need a second coat, but I almost kind of liked the way that it looked when I got it, like a little bit distressed. So I'm wondering if doing a single coat will kind of give it that same vibe, or if it will just look like unfinished. We shall see. I love this color so much. I feel like I need a good audiobook for projects like this. I'm on chapter 22 of Spark of the Everflame, which I heard really good things about, and I was so excited to listen to it, but I'm just really not that into it. I feel like it's been really dragged out, and her boyfriend person I low-key kind of dislike aggressively. So I'm having a really hard time getting into it. I feel like I should just probably pick something else out. So if you guys have any good audiobook recommendations, please let me know. Sometimes the physical book and the audiobook have a different vibe, so maybe that was one I should have read instead of listened to. I don't know. I'm just really not liking it. The green is actually covering really nicely with the blue. I might need to do 2 coats on the parts that were like brown. This is also the color that I painted the front door. I just wanted to like test the color before I put it like all over the kitchen. But I have actually fallen so in love with this color that I have just decided everything should be this blue. I love all of the detail of this cabinet, just like the scalloped finished. It's just so beautiful, and I feel like it has that perfect like cottagey kind of vibe to it. The thrift store that I found this at had like a bunch of stuff stacked on it, so I like fully had to reorganize their decor display to purchase it, but it was such a good find. These detail bits are kind of annoying to paint, but it's gonna be so worth it. So random, but growing up, I always thought it would be like the freaking coolest job to be the person that like names paint colors or nail polish. I'm assuming that's just like some part of the marketing department. But this color is called Sea Wind by Bear, if anyone's curious, and that is definitely the energy it gives. The only color that I've ever like questioned the person who named the paint was the yellow we used for the kitchen was called Roasted Corn, and that just like, I don't know, kind of sounds gross as a paint color. But I always thought that would be such a fun job. I don't know that I'm doing this in the most efficient way. I mean, obviously spraying would have been the easiest, but the edges, I'm trying to like let one side dry before I do the edges of another, just so I'm not like messing up what I've already done. Luckily, it's 1,005 degrees outside today, so it is not taking very long to dry at all. I do think now that I've made it this far though, it's definitely gonna need a second coat, so bummer on that. But hopefully by the time I get 2 coats on this, Josh has the base coat done in the laundry room and we can run to town and do our grocery shop for the week. And I also want to pick up a curtain rod. I have this idea that I saw on Pinterest for some kind of like lacy curtains to go on the inside of the laundry room, just to make it look a little bit less, I don't know, I feel like it looks kind of odd that there should be a door there, but there isn't a door there. And I definitely don't want to purchase a door because doors are quite expensive, but they do have these like really cheap curtain rods at Walmart, and I have an extra set of lace curtains. So we're gonna give that a try and see what it looks like. The chickens are being so noisy today. Our roosters are like trying their hardest to learn how to do their, rooster sounds, but they don't quite have it down yet, so they kind of just sound a little bit silly. Stunning, gorgeous, just gotta let her dry. And now that I've gotten up close and personal with this, I actually think this was a dish display, like part of a hutch. It has that little divot where you can like set the plates so that they don't fall. So that would be totally gorgeous, but I'm sticking with the use case I bought it for because it really does fit the space above the washer and dryer perfectly. And I actually don't know if we have a spot in the kitchen that this would fit. While the paint was drying, I ran to town and picked up the curtain rod and attempted to purchase a print. You win some and you lose some. So I dug through my thrifted frames and I was going to use this one. It fits perfectly over the breaker box. So I picked out a print on Etsy, ordered it for pickup at the CVS. The bottom is cut off, but the girl at the checkout at the CVS was like absolutely crashing out, and I just didn't have it in me to ask her to reprint this because I feared that that would be like the straw that broke the camel's back. So we're just gonna go with it, and hopefully I don't notice it too much once it's in the frame. The frame does have matting, but if it looks bad, don't tell me. I'll probably order a new one at some point, but it was not happening today. But now for the fun part. I've got my little paintbrush, my stamp, and Josh made me a little stencil. So we're gonna get started on the stamps. I'm not sure if there's an exact science to this, but I think from what I've seen online, everyone kind of just paints the stamp. Like so. And we're gonna hope for the best here, guys. Okay, so I want to try and get less on the stamp. Maybe push a little bit less hard, but not bad for the first one. This also very well may not be the right kind of stamp. Oh no. Okay, no, we're good. That's cute. Could not handle a total failure today. It's also casually 81 in the house because it's so freaking hot outside today that our air conditioner simply cannot keep up. Oh, these are so cute. Okay, I like it. I was worried the first one was kind of fugly. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's so cute. These are so stinking cute. Such a good hack for wallpaper. $11 out of 10 on this DIY. This is so dang cute. I was stamping and painting trim until well after 9 p.m., but it is so worth it to see the wallpaper finish this morning. Josh got the trim installed for me and it looks stunning. So now it's my favorite part. The finishing touches that bring the space together just really do something for me and I'm so excited. So we've got to hang up all of my artwork. I have the print that hopefully looks fine. I have some baskets. I have a vintage washboard that I'm so excited. Some of those like vintage thrifted pieces are really going to bring the cottage vibe I was going for in here to life. And maybe for once in my life, I'll actually be excited to do the laundry. I also need to bring the shelf back inside. She is dry and looking gorgeous and I can't wait to see it. I feel like it's really going to tie everything together. It's a little heavy, so I might enlist some help for that just so I don't ding it up. I didn't prime the shelf, which may have not been a good idea. So I want to make sure that I don't mess up my paint job before I even get it through the front door. And then the final finishing touch is going to be hanging up the lace curtains. I'm so excited to see the dinette and the laundry room working together rather than the laundry room being the eyesore of the century because the dinette is stunning. Get all my drop cloths and paint cans out of here. I love how this turned out so much, but the stamps did take for freaking ever. So if I ever suggest that I do this in a larger space, please remind me. Because I definitely understand why most people do the wainscoting on the bottom, because then you only have to stamp half the wall. I could not locate said husband. Nothing like a missing husband to inspire a DIY girl to find her super strength. All right. We did toy around with mounting this on the wall, but then I would worry I wouldn't actually be able to reach the shelves very well. And that's just like one less thing to hang. This looks so good, oh my God. This might be one of my favorite room transformations I have ever done. Since this room is definitely giving aesthetic now, I wanna make sure I don't ruin it with like Tide Pod jars and stuff. I have this little tin that looks like a washer that I keep most of them in. And I think that's so cutesy. And then we keep our watering can in here. Our Monstera plant only takes distilled water, so we usually leave that in here just so it's out of the way. Is that a spider? Bringing in bugs from outside, cute. And then I have this other laundry tin. In here right now are some laundry balls and some carpet deodorizer. I'm wondering if I put the rest of the Tide Pods in here and then put the dryer balls in a little basket might be cute. Because we also use these reusable Swiffer pads, so maybe those can go in this basket with the dryer balls. A little bit more cutesy. And put that like up here. Cute. And then I can put the remaining Tide Pods in this tin, because this is not the vibe. Now I feel like we need some flowers or something cute. Let me go dig around. A visit to the tchotchke closet. I have this little dustpan type thing. When I found this, it was definitely giving laundry room. I have wanted to do a little cottage laundry room. They've been all over my Pinterest board for forever, but I never got around to it at the last house. So I've been saving this. This was $1.99 at the Idaho Youth Ranch. Then I also found this vintage washboard, and this actually says Columbus, Ohio on it. If you've been following for a little while, you'll know that Josh and I met in Columbus, and that's where I went to college. This was $9.29, a little bit spendier from the Idaho Youth Ranch, but I simply could not leave this behind. This is perfect for the laundry room. And then I also found this little flower thing. It's definitely not the right color, but I feel like it's very blue in here, so maybe this will break it up. This was $1 at the Deseret Industries. It's like a Utah thrift chain. Missed them, by the way. Their prices were phenomenal. I need my hammer. Update on the print. I don't love it, but I love it more than looking at this breaker box. So I'm gonna hang it and I'll probably order something different along the way. But this works for now. It's just like really gonna bug me that it's like cut off in a big way. It's literally the perfect size frame though. Oh, not me taking up the shelf. Nothing. I feel like I need something smaller to balance. Situations like these are exactly why if I see a little frame or a piece of art at the thrift store that I like, I will be picking it up, because now I just have a whole room of things to choose from. This was a thrifted frame, and then I just get my prints on Etsy and get them printed at the CVS. But from this situation here that, you know, goes awry sometimes. And this one I believe I actually just got at Target. This is so cute. Eventually, I would like to cover this like back situation. I do have another blue gingham curtain that I could hang with a tension rod. I just need to make sure that that's not a fire hazard. I don't know enough about these to know if that's a bad idea. If you know, let me know. And then semi-unfortunately, these hooks are very functional. We hang our vacuum and our Swiffer from them, and they definitely aren't gonna be the cutest, but they do need to go there. But I think I wanna do the washboard, like right here. Oh, yes, I'm out of nails. Need more nails. Now I'm gonna hang up, I had this extra pair of lace curtains, and I just put a little curtain rod on the inside here so it didn't like ruin the vibe of the blue trim. But these little curtain rods are so cheapy at Walmart, and they are perfect for stuff like this when you don't need like a nice curtain rod, you know? But I think this like pop of lace is really gonna help divide these rooms, especially when I leave a giant pile of laundry in here. Sometimes you just don't need to see it. Is it perfect? Tell me it's perfect. Eee. My biggest complaint with curtains is like, why do they put these stupid tags on them? Of course, it's on the inside so you can see it. Stunning, gorgeous. Back to putting holes in the wall. The trim in here also has that pop of blue, which I love. So we still have this little frame, but this is kind of a narrow space. I'm wondering maybe if we just do this here. I'm trying to like not cover too many of the stamps because I spent so much time working on them. Yes? No? Let me know what you think. I think it's cute. It kind of lays weird. Maybe if I pull that out a little further. I don't know. Undecided on that. And for the sake of being realistic, no laundry room is complete without a basket full of socks that don't have friends. I swear the dryer eats them. I am so beyond thrilled with how this turned out. TBD on if I'm gonna add that curtain to really finish it off. But this stamp project might be one of my all-time favorite DIYs. It did, in fact, take as long as you think it would, but it is so worth it. One annoying day for a gorgeous laundry room that I get to stare at from my completed breakfast nook, but you know I'm already plotting my next. There is this weird little nookie thing in our living room that is just begging to be a bar. That's how you know we did a good job. It's even still cute with the vacuum and the Swiffer hung up.